In the United States, there are 62 spots where three or more states meet at a single point, 38 of which are on land. Of these 38, perhaps none of them have made as much news over the last several years as the spot where Tennessee, Georgia, and Alabama all meet. In 1796, the U.S. Congress established the border between Tennessee and Georgia to run along the longitude of the 35th parallel. In 1826, Georgia hired mathematician and university professor James Camac to mark the spot where the three states came together. After he performed all of his calculations, he placed a colorful stone at the site he had measured, and the stone was later dubbed the Camac Stone. As it turns out, he missed it by a mile. While it wasn't what the Congress decreed, it still became the official border location. If you fast forward about 180 years, we'll find the state of Georgia was going through a drought and Atlanta area gardens started to get thirsty. That's when someone remembered part of their state had been sliced off. As it turns out, if the Camac stone had been placed where it ought to have been, a smidgen of the Tennessee River, and more importantly, the Nickajack Lake impoundment, would be in Georgia. Someone daydreamed of getting a siphon as wide as the Keystone Pipeline, and all of Georgia's water consumption needs would be fixed. All they would need is to stick a pipe about 500 feet across the current border, and the crisis would be resolved. Georgia asked politely, and Tennessee said no. From there, it is presumed that someone got angry and wanted revenge because the really old Camac stone was stolen in 2007. We can only assume at the motivation because there's no evidence of who done it. In March of 2011, the marker seen in this photo was placed to replace the stolen stone from a few years earlier. Fast forward again to March 25th, 2013, where the Georgia State Senate voted 48-2 to take what they think is rightfully theirs. Instead of asking for everything south of the 35th, they're looking to add about 1.5 square miles of land or a small notch to get to the precious life-giving water. Again, Tennessee said they're not going to let Georgia have this land, while noting it would be unfair for the people who live in this area to have to start paying Georgia income tax. And they also speculated the Peach State might steal the whole river when nobody's looking. Alabama refuses to take a position in the matter, but they already have all of the Tennessee River that they need. As it turns out, I was not paying attention to the news when 3 days later, after the Georgia Congress made that vote, I was in the mood to visit this three-state spot. I didn't see any tanks or infantry ready to defend their territory in the area. Now to get here, you'd want to take Interstate 24 to the South Pittsburgh exit, which is Highway US 72. Once you're in South Pittsburgh, you'll want to cross the Tennessee River on the Big Blue Bridge. That's going to be Highway 156. And keep going down Highway 156 until you see that the highway runs alongside the Tennessee River again, and even there's a place where the water is on both sides of the street. Once you're at that area, you're going to want to make a right turn onto Macedonia Street, and right there you'll see a Macedonia Baptist Church. That street runs about half a mile, and you'll see a turn on the right called Huck. That drive is in the picture right here. At the end of the street, you're going to see the State Line Cemetery. And at the end of the road, there is a small gravel parking lot. And then this walk up the side of the mountain. The walk is about 300 feet up the side of the mountain, and I'm thankful it wasn't a 1 mile climb. Um, Once you get to the top, you can even see the lake. I'm thinking that if Georgia's border did change, Alabama's wouldn't, and this would still be a three-state spot. But the marker would still have to be changed. Still, State Line Cemetery's name would have to be changed. If you decide to make the trip to this area, I also recommend that you go to the very close by Nickajack Cave entrance. Now, this cave is a look, but don't touch because you're not allowed to go in the cave. A lot of people can go up boating into this cave. It's great for fishing. There is also a parking area. This is back where the Tennessee River was on both sides of Highway 156, and it's literally less than a mile from um, the Tri-States point. There is a nice parking lot here and a boardwalk trail that will get you to this view right here. There are tens, if not hundreds, of thousands of bats that live in the cave, and the cave is off limits because we don't want to make the bats sick with the white nose syndrome. If you're here at sundown, you'll see all of the bats fly out of the cave all at once, and if you hate bats, that's going to be kind of scary. If you like this video, please check out my website. Especially, I think you'll like the blog where we talk about all kinds of different topics of local interest. Thanks for watching. Bye.